Top secret. Hooray. Until I
Got it started. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to North Santiam Sewer Authority Board Meeting number 60, January 3rd, 2022. Much to do in 2022. It's 6:02 p.m. held by Zoom conference due to COVID-19. Let's do a quick roll call.
And Woodward.
Present.
Now my computer's quit working. Tim Kirsch is coming. Jeff Smith.
Yeah.
Jeff Yohe.
Present.
Janet Zionhal's here, and I believe we need Gates in Detroit.
So we have Brian Gander. Please, Brian, yes, introduce yourself.
Yes, Brian Gander. I'm a sanitation commissioner for the Gates City Council.
And the city of Gates did appoint Ron Carmichael, and so he will be joining, I'm hoping, today, but I haven't heard from him.
I think Ron's a little bit under the weather, but he may be joining us.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Hey, Brian, you want to take about 60 seconds and introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well,
If you can do it in 60 seconds.
60 seconds is probably more than I need. I took over the commission spot of Dale Weiss, who moved back to Kentucky. So I'm filling in till the end of his term. I have lived in Gates just for a couple of years, but I've owned the property up here since 2012. I have been a school superintendent for the last 10 years. I'm retired. Have a doctoral degree in organizational management and leadership and a master's degree in public health. So that's my kind of my background, but most of my experience has been in the education realm.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's see. Roll call. Any declarations of conflict of interest? Hearing none, that's good. Announcements, Danielle.
Wanted to welcome today Brian Nicholas. He's our Marion County Director of Public Works. Just going to point out he's on vacation, so be very kind to him because he's doing us a favor by coming. And Brian, you look fine. You're fine. We will have you speak, Brian, a little bit later in the old business time, but I just want to at least introduce you and show him your face. We've also had a resignation of our board member, Shelley Engel. She has resigned and moved out of the city of Detroit. So she tendered her resignation in November, and I believe Ken and I received a note, and we're going to send that out to everyone. And then you heard about the new appointments for Gates. As of right before the weekend, I had heard from Detroit that they had not assigned a new member as of yet, but that it's on their agenda for tomorrow. I know for sure it's on their agenda for tomorrow. I don't know though if that means that there's anyone specifically in mind. And then the last one, of course, is if there's any other introductions or anything like that. And did I just see Dale Weesey join?
My gosh, he's a glutton for punishment, isn't he?
Actually, I believe that's my computer. So I'm not quite sure how to get it changed. It may be signed in as John McCormick. I don't know. You might have to question.
Yeah, this one just popped up. It's registered as Dale Weesey. I'm gonna ask to unmute. And then we also have, so Ken, we didn't introduce all the way around. We have McCrae Carmichael from COG. We have Jody Christensen from Regional Solutions. We have Jeff Crowther from Oregon Association of Water Utilities. Are you still working or are you retired? And then we have Sarah Alabin from the COG, AmeriCorps Rare member. And then if there's other guests, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, so I can't introduce you.
Mary's on there.
Oh, Mary, sorry. I knew that. I'm sorry. Mary Camarada from DEQ. Thanks so much for being here. And that's all the announcements I have, sir.
Okay, is there any public comment and questions? Please limit your comment to 3 minutes.
You can unmute or you can put something into the chat function if you need to.
Hearing none. We need to approve our meeting summary notes for October and November. Has everybody had a chance to review them? Is there any questions? We just need to approve them by just saying aye. We got to get a lot of stuff done tonight.
So you're calling for a voice vote?
Yes, just a voice vote for the approval of the October, November meetings. Janet? Where'd you go, Janet? She drop off?
No, she's still there. It looks like her video's turned off.
Actually, the whole thing just dumped me out, so I apologize. What am I doing?
No, we're just taking a quick a voice vote on the minutes for summary notes for October and November.
Okay, everybody's eligible, Danielle?
So we have everybody that attended because we've had some resignations. So everybody that attended is here, so they can vote on those. And then the only ones that are not eligible are Brian. And then I believe Jeff Smith wasn't at the November one.
Okay.
Joey was not November.
Okay.
Okay, so for October. Ken,
Aye.
has Tim joined us? Nope. Janet, I. Jeff Smith, Jeff Yohe. That's it.
Aye.
So what about, Tim hasn't joined us yet? I don't see him on there.
I don't see him yet.
He's typically driving in his car on his way back from the office, so
Yeah.
sorry about that, guys.
And he has to be careful, so. Did we have enough votes to get him passed? Janet?
That's a majority of what was at the meeting. We have a majority in the group, so correct, we do.
Motion was made, it was passed.
For October, let's go for November. Ken,
Aye.
Janet, I. Jeff Smith,
I don't believe I was there.
He was not, and neither was Jeff Yohe.
okay.
So literally there was two of you and then Tim Kirsch came in late. So two of the three of you.
The motion passes.
So hopefully we don't have that kind of weird transition anymore.
Wow, good, we got that done and over, good. So, also, a treasure report, that was Joel, but he's no longer with us. We're gonna need to find a new treasurer.
And if I can make an advocate for next month, the treasurer job is not too difficult at this moment. Because Mill City technically takes care of our finances, and when you have no money, it's super easy to account for it. But we will have in a few months.
Yes. So,
Mr. Chair, Brian Gander is looking for your attention.
Brian,
I would, since it was our representative who carried that, I would be glad to fill in for that spot if you need a volunteer.
yes, we do. And is there any objection? Do we need to make a motion or just? Brian wants to be treasurer. And we-
Who doesn't want to control 50 million, huh?
Yeah.
Well, so let me make sure I'm clear. That 50 million is actually to the Marion County.
I know.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that's clear. That money is towards Marion County. You don't have to account for 50 million. We're talking more like in a couple 100,000 range.
Yeah,
here.
right, that's right. No, it's fine. If you need someone to do it, I'll be glad to carry that for a couple of years. You just have to know that my term is up in 2022, so.
2022 or 2024?
2022 is the end of Dale's term, so.
Janet,
Yes, sir.
we all good with that or?
We need to call for a vote.
Do we need to call for a vote even though the city's, okay.
I know we're
So-
gonna, do we have enough people?
We do.
We just had somebody join us on a Galaxy S10e.
Okay, Tim.
Is that Tim? Who just joined us on a new Galaxy S10e?
Well, let's just,
Even
I
with
think
that,
we
you
can vote with 5.
Yeah, you do have 5. We're good.
let's just
Okay,
like make a motion for Brian. Your last name, Brian?
Gander, Gander.
do I make the motion?
Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Are you gonna make the motion?
I did.
I didn't hear it.
Make the motion for Brian Gander to be our treasurer.
We have a second.
I'll second.
FOE seconds. Jenna made a motion for Brian Gander to be our new treasurer for the North Santiam Sewer Authority. Seconded by Jeff Yohe. Have a vote.
And Woodward.
Aye. Yay.
Jim Kirsch, did you make it, sir?
You know, I think I got my microphone working.
Hot dang.
Yeah, you,
So what do you vote?
did you hear the motion, Tim? Let's go past Tim.
Okay. So Jeff Smith,
Yes.
Jeff Yohe,
Aye.
Brian Gander,
Aye.
and Janet says aye.
Jeff Yohe, Brian. Motion passes. Brian Gander is our new treasurer for the North Santiam Sewer Authority. Welcome. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Brian, is it Gander or Jander?
Gander. As
Gander.
in-
Thank you.
And everything is there at Mill City City Hall. We'll contact you and fill you in.
Great.
Oh, good. Old business. Was there anything else under actions? Nope. Old business, update, next steps in master plan implementation. Timeline, funding, team structure and contracting. Danielle,
Yeah, this is where I'm gonna ask Brian Nicholas if he's still available to come talk to us about the plans we've got moving forward. Brian, take it away.
All right, first, I'll give you a brief on the status of funding. So House Bill, the $50 million that were allocated in House Bill 5006, that was allocated to Marion County. Business Oregon will be administering those funds for the state. So we've submitted the project data application to Business Oregon. So they have that now. That's the document they use to put the funding agreement together. So we're just at the start of the funding agreement process with Business Oregon. So chances are that'll take a couple of months to come through to make that funding available for the county. So in the meantime, what we want to be doing is working on how the financial and organizational arrangement will work between the Sewer Authority and Marion County. And really, this group here has put together a lot of good planning work over the last several years and have made some key decisions on how the Sewer Authority wants delivery to occur. So, one of the things that we're thinking at the county level is, for the county, this is a big project. This is a big project for anybody to take on. And we really don't have a dedicated team or individual that takes on these kinds of projects specifically. So we're going to use kind of a team approach. We're thinking that on the county side, we'll probably have an oversight team of some sort. As the public works director for the county, I'll probably be on that team. Danielle will definitely be on that team. We'll probably have a representative from the board's office on that team as well, just to make sure that we're all kind of keeping tabs on progress and making sure that everything's progressing according to the plan that we lay out over the next couple of months. But that money, like I said, the money hasn't arrived yet. It's not official until we have that funding agreement put together. So I think because of some of the decision making that this group has done, some decisions that the cities have made on how you probably want to have the sewer authority structured once there is an operational sewer system in place. I think what we want to do is focus on piggybacking on those key decisions, see what additional resources the county probably brings in. I mean, for instance, I'm thinking, we're bringing our contracting capacity, that sort of thing. We might be hiring a consultant team to be an owner's representative in delivery of the big system. And of course, there's two different tracks that the sewer projects are going to be on. There's the Mill City Gates system, which will be more of let's get this thing built and fully functional and operating. Whereas the IDANA Detroit system is still more on the engineering side. We just didn't get enough money to launch into construction of that system. So the two systems will be, on different completion paths, that sort of thing. So I think that's what we need to be focusing on the next couple of months. That's why I'm here to introduce myself tonight, so that those of you who haven't met me yet just know who I am and the role that I might be playing on the project. So I've delivered a lot of projects, a lot of big projects, and that's kind of why I'm here. So we'll try to finish putting together the team on the county side that helps get this delivered, because we just all want to see this successful for the canyon.
And I'll just point out, we are very lucky to have Brian on this team. He does fantastic work and really does value your input on how we're moving forward on these things. And we've been working closely on how do you differentiate what pieces go to who. What Brian's talking about is the big projects, right? The project A being Mill City Gates. In the meantime, though, we are working with McCrae and the COG to deliver the first pieces utilizing economic development money. So getting those testing sites and things like that started while they're working on the other pieces as well. So we're not losing any time while we're waiting for the funds to become available. So I just want to at least let you guys know nothing is stopping. The train is still moving. We're just utilizing different funding sources. It is a funding that the county, is using for economic development purposes. And so we'll kind of figure that out as it goes. I just want to at least get you guys in touch with Brian, and we're very lucky to have him.
Good. Hey, Brian, this is Ken. Is there any talk about, I know Gates and Mill City is going to get 40. Has there been any discussion on the 10 million for IDANA and Detroit?
Yeah, the input that we got, the legislative input we got was that, they'd like to see the funding used for a combination of engineering for the new system, but knowing that there wasn't, this bill did not include the type of funding needed for construction of that system, that the legislature was open to the county using some of that funds, the $10 million dedicated for Detroit IDANA, to provide some economic assistance with some interim septic system installations, that sort of thing, to kind of get those two communities through the next several years while engineering happens, and then the work to get the construction dollars for the IDANA Detroit system, get that money in hand. So there's an expectation that we'll definitely advance the ball on the big project, but also flexibility to use some of that as interim relief for septic systems.
Good. Thank you.
And some of those interim solutions, it really plays into, if you guys are not familiar, Better Cities has been working to try to help develop the vision plans moving forward. Of course, I think that's going to, it always does lie back into the city's hands, and I'm always pushing for that. But Better Cities did lay out a couple of different plans. And so for Detroit, it very much specifies that if the sewer does not come within the certain period of time, that an alternative path for rebuilding will probably need to occur. And with the sewer, if we can get funding in time, then they would go ahead and start rebuilding at the level with sewer capacity. So we're trying to balance all of those pieces and move the project as quickly as we can. There's a lot of pieces on that project B that are going to happen, and that's the Detroit IDANA. So initial conversations with Forest Service are already happening on how we can have some of their property to potentially dispose upon. So we're working through all of those details, and I'm sorry, it's very, very big and complex, and I had to make a map for myself. And so as soon as we can kind of nail down those details, then I will definitely be sharing those with you and the board.
I appreciate that. Jeff Smith or Jeff Yohe, is there any questions? I know that both of you have been absent a couple of times. Just want to bring you up to date what's going on.
No, I'm pretty current. I try to watch the YouTube videos. So
Okay, thank
He's
you.
he's one of our 12 viewers.
Hey, Jeff Smith, any questions? Any questions?
Yes. No, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Good, good. Okay.
Do we have anything
So
for?
I
Tim?
would just like to, yeah, did Tim have a question? Before wrapping up, I just wanted to say, we do have some work to do because we, eventually, well, in the very near future, in the next month or two, we'll need to get an agreement developed between the sewer authority and the county. So I'm basically, I'm going to be following Danielle's lead on how to pull everybody's input together. I think I'll plan on attending your board meetings so that we can keep that communication going. But I think there's going to need to be some interim work between board meetings in order to make a few decisions, get that language drafted, get those agreements ready to go. So as soon as the state agreement is in place, we're ready to execute the agreement between the county and the sewer authority.
Good. Any more questions? I guess there's none. Well, thank you, Brian. You're supposed to be on vacation.
Yeah, I'm back tomorrow, so.
Well, thank you. You don't have to stay if you don't want to, but we're glad that you were able to join us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Future staffing of the NSSA. Danielle?
Yes, so I am pushing for us, the sewer authority, having either a part-time or contracted staff member. That comes, the county is putting $150,000 towards that particular piece of the work. Of course, as Ken and I were talking about, you can't just take $150,000 from the county. You kind of have to have, a bank account, a taxpayer identification number, all of those basic things. And so we're walking through those pieces. And Sarah Alabin with the COG has also been helping us identify all of those pieces on what the ORS 190 is required to do. And so those are happening at the same time, but I want to at least let you know that the future staffing of the North Santiam Sewer Authority, that's the next goal. We can get the account set up and then go after the staffing. And so I'm hoping that we'll be actually have some staff, I'm hoping by June for the very next fiscal year is my goal. And Mr. Chair, you have Brian.
So how many FTE are you considering in staffing?
Probably a 0.5 is what I'm going to recommend. And it may, again, not be an FTE. It might be a consultant for a period of a year or some temporary worker for the next couple of years.
So is it somebody that we would co-contract with the county on, or?
So the intent as of right now, and the county hasn't said anything to be different about this, is that the 150,000 would come to the sewer authority. The sewer authority can make their own decisions on who they're staffing. That's at least the way I'm going to be setting up that agreement.
And what would the job title be? What kind of staffing are you considering?
Yeah, so we've actually gone back and forth in these conversations over the year. We've talked about a sewer authority manager. We've talked about an executive director. We've kind of gone on many different pathways. And so I think that's what the discussion is going to be in the next month or two on what is the appropriate level. It's not necessarily an executive director if they're not, we don't have revenues coming in yet and all of that kind of stuff. But it would be some admin, definitely some admin help to get the sewer authority where, you know, things like meetings are going forward and making the appointments for the sewer authority and making sure that we have all of the compliance documentation and all that stuff. So in my head, it's more of a part-time administrator for now, but that doesn't mean that that's the way it should go. And I really would love some feedback on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Well, if there's nothing else, website, YouTube, and believe me, the website's looking good, but we're going to let Sarah handle that one.
I think there's probably a website and YouTube. In short, just make sure you guys know that every single month within the first couple of days after our meeting, it is up on YouTube. Jeff Yohe is listening, so obviously it's working. That every one of our meetings are on YouTube on the same channel. We try to keep them consistent. And we've also fed that information into the website as well. So all you have to do is click a button. It'll take you directly to the YouTube video as well. So I'm going to then push it over under new business for Sarah then for that.
New business. Welcome, Sarah. You've done a great job. Everybody, pay attention.
Thank you. So if I haven't met you yet, my name is Sarah Alvin. I am an AmeriCorps member with the Resource Assistance for Rural Environments, or RARE program. So I started working, I'm technically placed with the Mid-Willamette Valley Council of Governments, but one of my projects is working with the Sewer Authority. So I just kind of got started in my work in the last month or so. Danielle and I met and talked about, and Ken too, and talked about all the different needs that the Sewer Authority has in the next few months as far as kind of getting set up as an organization, as you're all aware. So as Danielle kind of mentioned, one of the projects I've been working on has been the website. So far I've done a lot of kind of reorganization and formatting work, and now I'm kind of working on the text. But the idea is to really have all the information simple and accessible and easily searchable. So you can pull up the website and check it out as of now. And please let me know if you have any suggestions of anything else that needs to be added or reorganized. Some other things I'm working on are I'm doing some grant research, looking for mainly state and federal grants to cover basically anything from planning and technical assistance to construction and so on. Another major project is to hopefully create some kind of informational videos to help tell the story of the Sewer Authority and the past few decades of trying to make this kind of wastewater solution happen. So I'll be doing some interviews with key stakeholders and people in the canyon. So again, if you have any thoughts about that or people I should talk to, I have an initial list of people that I would like to interview, but again, let me know if you would like to talk to me or if you know of anyone else who'd be important to that story. I'll be working on a few other kind of organizational development projects that Danielle and I have talked about, like a communications plan. I think she mentioned researching kind of best practices for organizations made under ORS 190. So kind of what's required and what would be best practices for that. I'll be helping with officer elections in June. And something else I've been working on recently has been making a new logo for the Sewer Authority. And I have a few preliminary options, and I'd love to show everyone in case you might have some thoughts or suggestions about how to move forward with it. I don't know if you want me to share my screen or just send a link, or can I share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead and share your screen. And these, so Shelley had previously put together the logo, but it wasn't in a vector. It was more static, and so it was difficult for us to use in multiple different types of documents. And so Sarah's been putting together some new ideas, and we're super excited about showing these. So yeah, Sarah, take it away.
So the idea was to kind of include two key components, one being a representation of the four cities. So we were thinking kind of having these four trees be representative of both kind of the nature in the canyon, but also the four cities, and then having the river in there somewhere, because that's a key idea of this project. So I just have a few options that we had been talking about. This one, that's kind of a different version of it. Again, kind of the river and then the four trees. And that's adding some color to it. But I've worked on a few other options too. These are just the ones that have stood out to us recently. So I'm happy to share these files or any of the other things I've been working on, but also just happy to hear any thoughts that you have right now.
And I'm going to make the assumption that the people on the phone can't see those,
Yeah, that's true.
but feedback is good. Is there any of them that jump out at you guys that she's been working on?
Like the top one.
With the
Great
river,
job. I like the top one too.
Yeah.
we put a little rocks in there and some fish jumping out, and
That is definitely much easier. That's much harder to copy.
no, that's, you know, I'm just excited. It represents the canyon. You always have the mountains, but instead of the mountains, you have the trees and the river, and that's what we're you know, we're trying to protect the river. That's nice. Go through them slowly.
Yeah, sure.
That's just another one. Yeah, that's what the trees look like right now. In the
This is the winter version. And I can also like just do different colors or variations on these as well. It's just kind of what I had.
nice.
I think that's well done, Sarah. I like the top one too.
Yeah.
If we could get maybe the river to come through the center of the two trees, it might set off the project as project A and project B. And have that blue come down into the lettering if you can do that. But that's a great start. Good job.
Thank you.
Good idea. Good idea.
Thanks. Yeah, excited to work with all of you. Thank you for your time.
Everybody go to the website. Believe me, there's a lot of changes. It's looking really good, and it's easy to get around. Matter of fact, it's easy for Danielle to get on now.
Who knew? So I would also say Sarah has done an amazing job. Please continue to give her feedback, and her and myself and Ken are meeting every other week. So if there's something in between, we try to help guide and then get it ready for you guys the very, very next meeting. So that's what we've been working on, and having the additional assistance has been great. Sarah's been a great pair of eyes, but then also she asks the right questions. So that's always important. There will be things once the structure of the website is all adjusted, then we're going to really have to tackle those frequently asked questions. And so the people that have been around for a while, we've done this before, gone through what the frequently asked questions you are getting from your community. We want to make sure that we're addressing those on the website as the information we know from now. The key has always been for us to tell the truth when we know it, because people need to make life decisions on that. And so we want to keep that same thought process as we're doing the frequently asked questions. So we will be asking you guys to look at the website and update those frequently asked questions for us in the coming month or so.
Now, didn't we just get a new Google number for the website, or for people to call in? And
Yes, we did. I put together a Google phone number for the sewer authority. So people can leave messages and such, and then it types it into, if you're not familiar with Google Voice, what it does is it's an overlay of a regular phone number. And so it's an overlay right now to a secondary phone number, but it's owned by the sewer authority. And then that number can be utilized. And it anytime somebody leaves a message, it actually types the message out and then emails it to the sewer authority. So that's how that goes. And Mary had a question.
Mary,
I was wondering, Sarah, or I guess the board, if we could add, I know we're moving away from septic systems, but we're not there yet. And if there's like, for example, if there is some money that's coming from House Bill 5006 for helping on-site system people, that'd be good to put it there. And then DEQ, I think it's Wednesday, is going to ask for request for information because we had $15 million for on-site repair replacement. And again, it's not targeted toward the canyons, but anybody in the canyon certainly could apply and get that. Now, this is information on how to set up the program. So it's not set up yet. It'll be set up, well, I'm hoping early fall, because we have to do all this contracting, all this kind of stuff. But anyway, it'd be nice to maybe have somewhere on, even though you're the sewer authority, people are going to naturally think, oh, maybe they know something. So could we have a spot on there that directs them to somewhere else, or directs them to where funding might be available? Could be to the county, could be to DEQ with our on-site programs.
Yeah, Mary, that's a great point. And we've had some internal discussions, just so you know, at the county on where that best lands, on who is the contact, right? Even for our internal. And then how do we marry the work that you're doing with the DEQ money on that side and how much we have on this side? How do we be careful to not duplicate, but then complement each other? So there has been discussions on those. As of right now, the understanding is that because those funds, because the revenue streams are not set up for the sewer authority yet, that it would actually go to the county. And so it would probably have to be a link off of the website to the county. And so that's what the discussion points have been so far.
yeah, that's been discussed.
Okay, because yeah, that'd be great. You know, just trying to make sure everybody has an avenue where they can find the information.
And as soon as we find out exactly where, where all the money is going to go to and how it can be used, oh, the information is going out real fast. Real fast. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Sarah, for all the work you have done. Awesome. Really nice.
So Sarah, moving forward, it looks like the general consensus, everybody likes that top one. And then if we could try to make maybe some minor adjustments and bring back something. And if you have something ready before the next meeting, I'm happy, myself or Ken are happy to send that out to the group and just get that feedback. And then they can vote on it in the next one if it works out that way.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And everybody, I have changed my email address. I've changed it, so hopefully you're getting it. All right, moving forward, OAWU conference, Sun River.
So I saw Jeff was here, but he ran away, I guess. Jeff Crowther with OAWU. I was doing some yearly planning for this next few months and up until the next year, about the different conferences and stuff that are coming up. March 7th is the Oregon Association of Water Utilities Conference, where they've asked the sewer authority to speak. They've asked me to speak on that one. Really, it's going to be an update of kind of where we've been, how, where we've gotten to, and what are the next steps. And so it's the where are they now type thing. I am happy. We talked a little bit about this the last time, didn't really know what the topic was, but now it's the where are we now topic. So I want to see if there's anybody that's willing to join me on that Friday. It will be a long day. I'm not sure if I'm spending the night before or not. I believe that the presentation is roughly at like 10 a.m. I believe it is. And it goes, and we are the thing that's going to hold people from lunch for the last day. So we'll keep it nice and light, because when we spoke the last time, it was the first thing in the morning. We had a lot of energy. So.
And when was the date?
March 7th. Nope, March 4th. Just kidding. Bad writing. March 4th, a Friday.
Oh,
Where is it?
And
Where
what?
is it being held?
Sun River.
Danielle, provided the legislature actually sine dies on time and actually gets, things done, I would be able to help, but it's all going to depend on what our sweet legislator decides to do.
Okay.
And I'll check my calendar. I'm so busy.
You might be still digging out of the snow, sir.
I might be.
Okay. So that's the update on the Sun River presentation. So we'll be putting something fun together. And I think this will be a chance, Sarah, also, if you want to attend, that would be a great chance for you to get to be there, take some more pictures, kind of understand the whole big process.
OAWU has been a big help. They've really been behind us.
And we had to convince a couple of them to be behind us, so it even works better. At first, they just thought we were crazy. It's fine. And we are ahead of schedule, sir.
Yeah, we are. We are. Next meeting topics. Future staffing.
I think we need the annual board ethics training coming up. The agreement with the county, I think, is the next one.
Yes. Agreement. Yeah. Just a second. Make
Maybe
a
at least agreement draft.
agreement notes.
The logo, Sarah, do you feel like you'll be ready next month? Okay.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah,
Welcome aboard.
well, I just walked into my house now, so it sounds like we're wrapping up though.
Oh, we're just next meeting topics. We're close.
Right,
Annual
Yep.
board training agreement notes between county and NSSA, how we're going to work together, the logo. You didn't get a chance to see the,
I didn't, I couldn't while I was driving down the highway, but
We can put them back up if you want. Sarah, would you be willing to put those logos back up?
Sure.
So one other, oh, there they are.
okay, I can see that.
So I think this was the option. Am I muted?
Nope, you're here.
Okay. That was the option most people had preference for.
and if you go back to the top one, Brian brought up or made a comment about taking the river, since there's 4 trees represents 4 communities. And then I think Brian mentioned about somehow getting the river to go in between, like for project A and project B. So it'd go in between the 2 trees somehow.
Yeah, I think I like it. It's a little more simple than the other ones. The other one's a little busier.
But I was asking for fish and rocks and stuff like that. But that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, especially since there's no fish in the river anymore. They shut down the hatcheries.
Oh.
So there are a couple of other things that I started doing the annual plan of the different meetings, at least to kind of get us off and running. In the coming months, this would not be next month, but in the future months is about the hiring, staffing, the ORS 190 requirements reports, the election of the board leadership in June. We typically haven't had a July meeting. And because we've not had the best attendance in those meetings, because it's the same week as like the fishing derby, or not the fishing derby, the 4th of July. It's always that first week. And so we've had difficulties with having everybody on the July. Last year, we did a work session instead. There's an option of us doing an info meeting only and no action. So that's an option. And then our September meeting is during on Labor Day. And so we'll have to select another date for that meeting. So those are the hiccups I'm seeing coming down the pike.
So what did you put down for your topics? So I make sure I'm on the same page.
I have annual board training, the agreement,
Yes,
the logo,
yes,
and then the potential for the staffing plan.
okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the agreement between county and NSSA, just for how we're going to work
Yeah.
together, and how county's going to.
Yeah, Brian, I haven't said that I was gonna do this, but I'm gonna show the screen here. Let me see if I can share this screen. Can you see my screen? Because I have 3 screens, so I can't tell which one you have.
Responsible for ensuring that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is kind of what we're breaking it down to, right? Is finding out who's leading what. I don't want you to necessarily read too much into these pieces, but it's just us trying to figure out who's doing what, and then putting this into an agreement so it makes sense, right? So like what Mill City is taking care of on the short-term and interim pages, and what the sewer authority is going to be responsible for, what the county is responsible for. I think if we can just lay this out, there's no confusion, because we're going to be dealing with a lot of state, federal agencies, with everybody, and they just see a project as a project as a project. They see the county as one entity. They see the sewer authority. And so I just want to make sure it's super clear of who is responsible for what, because then we minimize the confusion. Because I know we've had a lot of people ask great questions. It's just at the wrong place. And so we're just trying to identify where the right place is.
okay. No, just trying to get
And
in.
we really just figured for expediency, it would be good to lay out in a first draft, and then we can all start chewing on that and refine it from there.
Good, just getting an idea.
Yep. And so that's where I'm hoping that we can get to next month, is at least have some full draft that we can kind of review and start beating up, negotiating and arm wrestling.
Okay. Hey, Tim, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I was pretty able to listen to most everything on the drive home, so.
Good.
Yep.
Does anybody have any questions? Idana?
No, we're good.
Okay. Brian?
No, not at this time. I guess I'll work with Danielle to get together with Mill City Fiscal Services and try and figure out the treasury stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll be able to get with Joel too, since he was managing it last. He's not far away. He's just in Staten, so.
Yeah.
Stacy. Yeah, Stacy at Mill City Hall. Well, anything else? Danielle, you have anything else?
Nope. Thank you for being organized and being here, and thank you so much.
I think this is the quickest we've ever been done. That's good. Anybody have any questions before somebody makes a motion to adjourn? Janet?
Didn't think we were doing motions to adjourn.
No,
Are we
it
doing that again?
sounded good.
What? What?
All right, everybody, thank you for being here. This went very well. And look forward to our next one. So as of right now, it is 6:54, January 3rd, the 60th meeting of the North Santiam Sewer Authority is now adjourned. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Thanks, Danielle and everybody else.
Yeah, night,
Night.
everybody. Please be safe.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you.